Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about some of the best opportunities for buyers in Louisiana in 2022 going into 2023, and we're getting after it right now. Hey everybody, I'm Shaun Ramos and this is Living in Louisiana. If it's your first time checking us out, welcome to the channel. But before we get going, go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell because I'm putting out videos just like this one every single week that are all about moving to and living in the Greater Baton Rouge area. And just in case you didn't know, I am a licensed realtor in Louisiana, so I would love to be your resource for everything real estate related. All my info is popping up on the bottom of your screen right now, so don't hesitate to reach out if you have any specific questions or needs when it comes to making a move in Louisiana. I'm the guy that replies to every single call, text, or email that comes through, and I love having those conversations with you guys. So if there's anything at all that I can help you with, just let me know. All right, let's get right into this. So today we're gonna be talking about some of the best opportunities for buyers that are either moving to Louisiana or maybe you're already in Louisiana and you're just trying to figure out, is this a good time to buy or should I buy right now? So to be honest, it's been a while since we could even talk about any great opportunities for buyers out there. For a while now, it's been kind of more take what you can get. And when the market was super hot, the conversations that I was having with buyers is how much we need to pay over asking price, or do you have the money to cover the gap if the house doesn't appraise? Or can you cover your own closing costs? And also, are you okay taking the house if the seller's not willing to make any repairs at all? But that's all changing, and now there are plenty of opportunities out there for buyers. So let's talk about kind of where we should focus now and where we can really get you the best return on investment and really just get you the best deal. So the first thing I want to talk about is the inventory. So I'm not going to get into a bunch of real estate numbers and stats that you probably just won't care about, but I do want to talk about how much inventory we have. So early this year we had 1 month of inventory, which meant that if not a new listing came out on the market, everything that was currently listed would take 1 month to sell. So what that meant is we had a lot of buyers competing for very few houses. But since then, that number's been creeping up and we're sitting at about 2.5 months right now, and I fully expect to see that number keep climbing up. So now in this market, we have more houses available, but we have less buyers competing for those houses. So what that means for you, the buyer, is that the seller has to negotiate now, and you're gonna get more bang for your buck than you would in that red hot market. So a big advantage that buyers have right now is that the days on the market has also come up. So in that hot market, houses weren't even lasting a full day most of the time. If you didn't get there in the first 24 hours, you probably didn't even have a shot at the house. A lot of times they wouldn't even make it to the market. Lots of houses were selling before they even got to the MLS. But now the average days on market in our area is 31 days. Now we've got time. If you can't make it to a showing during the week and you have to wait till the weekend, we're probably okay. And if you like the house and want to make an offer, chances are we're going to be the only offer. And now the average days on market is 31, but there are listings that are sitting longer. I've got listings myself that have been on the market 60, 90 days before they go under contract. Typically, as that house sits on the market a little longer, sellers are a little more willing to negotiate. I want to talk about new construction. So there is a lot of great opportunity with new builds out there. If I was buying a house personally right now, this is probably where I'd be looking. Despite the demand for housing slowing down, builders are still cranking out houses just like they have been. So now they've got all this inventory sitting and they want to get it sold. Most builders are typically always given some sort of incentives. Usually if you would use their preferred lender and their preferred title company, they would contribute to your closing costs, usually around $4,000 or $5,000. Now, a lot of those builders are just sticking to their original plans, but then you've got builders like D.R. Horton who are just going crazy with incentives right now. I mean, this changes on a regular basis, but right now they're giving $20,000 allowances that can be used to lower the purchase price, buy your interest rate down, add appliances to the house that don't come with it, or go towards your closing costs to keep your out-of-pocket costs down. Now, another reason I like new construction for buyers is that maybe you're not ready to move right now. Maybe your lease is not expired or you need to sell a house first. So you can go ahead and tie up a house that's in the process of being built and plan on closing months down the road when it's a more convenient time. While we're on that topic of incentives, seller concessions are a huge thing right now. And this is where I'm really focusing with buyers. So seller concession just basically means the seller is crediting you money at closing for something. Now, when interest rates were at record lows, we would just use that money to help pay your closing costs. But now most buyers are choosing to use that money to buy down interest rates and get a more manageable monthly payment. There are a couple ways you can go about getting your payment down. Something that's really popular right now and a lot of lenders are pushing is a 2-1 buy down. Now, I won't get too deep into it, but basically what it is we're getting concessions from the seller to prepay some of the interest that buys your interest rate down 2% for the first year and 1% for the second year. And then on the third year, it goes to whatever you were approved for. But personally, I tend to lean towards using those seller concessions that we can get to buy down the interest rate permanently, especially if you plan on being in the house long term. And we're really getting to the point now where sellers are competing for buyers and they're offering concessions right up front. As a matter of fact, I just listed a house and we're offering $10,000 for the buyer to use to buy their interest rate down or closing costs or however they need it. And with sellers willing to play ball now, buyers are really able to get what they want in this market. I mean that in two fronts. First, by using the funds we can get from these seller concessions, you're able to buy your rate down enough to get your mortgage payment to where you really want it to be. Just because you're hearing 7% interest rates out there doesn't mean we have to get you locked in at 7%. Not that long ago, buyers were having to pay over asking price, not able to ask for seller concessions, and hardly able to ask for any repairs. But now we can get you in the house for the asking price or less. We can get significant seller concessions, and we can ask for reasonable repairs to be made after the home inspection. So if I'm a buyer in this market, I'm not so much worried about the purchase price as much as I'm worried about getting enough concessions to get my payment where I need it to be. But also, you're more likely to get into a house that you really want. When the market was crazy, buyers were just sitting back waiting on any house in their price range to show up so they can make an offer. I had so many buyers that didn't even want to go see a house. They just wanted to make an offer sight unseen and take whatever they can get. But that's all done. Now you've got time to get out there. You can be more selective. You can eliminate houses that you just don't like. Since we've got more inventory and less demand, chances are you're going to get a house that you really want to be in. Another thing that's really helping buyers right now is that sellers are really motivated to get those houses sold that are just sitting on the market. And the housing prices have gone up so much in these past couple of years that sellers have a ton of equity in their house. So what that means for you is that seller has wiggle room to negotiate now. And that's how we're getting these seller concessions to help you get your interest rate down to where it needs to be. The sellers are ready to sell, and now they're willing to work with you because they know they're competing for your attention. One of the questions I get asked the most as a real estate agent is, how's the market? And no matter what's going on out there, the answer is always, it depends. Who are you and what are you trying to do? So for sellers, it's not a terrible market. At 2.5 months of inventory, we're still technically a seller's market. This is just a more stable market, and it's more how things should be. We've been sitting at record low interest rates where money was basically free for a long time now. And now we're just seeing things adjust and get back to normal. Now, if you're a buyer, then there are tons of opportunities out there. To me, even with the higher interest rate, this is a better time to buy than this time last year. So like I said before, you were having to pay over asking price. You couldn't get any seller concessions at all. And if you even asked for repairs, the seller was fine just canceling the contract because there's 3 other people right behind you waiting to buy their house. Now, if you're an investor, this is a great time. With the moratorium they had on foreclosures, we didn't see any for a long time. And now every day I'm starting to see more and more foreclosures trickle through, and that means more opportunities for investors. As a matter of fact, I just got word today that an offer I made for an investor client of mine is going to be accepted by the bank. He's getting this house for $85,000. It's going to need a little repairs, and it's going to make a great rental. So I think we're going to see more and more of those types of opportunities pop up. So what I would say is the market is always good for somebody, and buyers are definitely starting to see the tide turn to their favor. And there's always obstacles out there, so that's what my job is. Whatever obstacles or issues that you're having, my job is to help you overcome those obstacles however we need to and help you meet your goals. Now, with that being said, I'm sure you know it by now, but just in case you didn't, I am a licensed realtor in the state of Louisiana, and I want to be your resource for everything real estate related. So I don't care if you need to buy something now. If you're just thinking about doing something in the future, go ahead and reach out and let's just get that conversation started with 100% no pressure. My contact info is on the bottom of your screen right now. I'm the guy that answers every single call, text, and email that comes through, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. If there's anything at all I can do for you, just let me know. And if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell because I'm putting out videos every week just like this one that are all about moving to and living in the Greater Baton Rouge area. All right, you guys all have an excellent rest of your week, and I'll see you on the next one.